Hi, my name is Mike and I do the Tractor Mike YouTube channel. Today I'm going to give you some tips to pick out a sprayer for your utility vehicle. Let's start at the back of the sprayer and go to the front. Obviously on the very back of the sprayer are the booms. And you have two different ways you can go with booms, really three. And one of them is a boom sprayer with fold-out booms. If you get fold-out booms, try to get them that will fold back if you hit some kind of obstacle in the field, like a tree or a telephone post. If you're in a calmer area, you can go with a boomless nozzle. And boomless nozzles mount up high and fan out. If you'd like to know more about the difference between booms and boomless, go here to another video. Another option is booms and boomless, and this is my favorite way to go. On calm days, you can use your boomless nozzles and get the maximum coverage. On windier days, you can fold out your booms and put the spray right on the ground. Another thing to look at, you're going to be taking the sprayer out of your utility vehicle often and putting it back in. So if you can get a sprayer that has a place to put your pallet forks in to load and unload, that's going to save you a lot of hassle. The next thing we want to determine is how are we going to use this sprayer. If you're going to be spraying wide areas or you're going to be spraying up in trees, you need more pressure, you'll probably need an engine-powered utility vehicle sprayer. You want a sprayer like the Enduraplas Field Boss Extreme. It has its own engine and it puts out maximum pressure. If you're spraying big open fields and gallons per minute is more important than pressure, then there's two options in the Field Boss line. There's the 365, which has an engine of its own, and if you would rather not have to maintain another engine, there is the Field Boss Eco-Lite. Both good options for spraying open fields and spot spraying of weeds. If you're just spraying weeds, you don't need much pressure. So you can go with a battery-powered utility vehicle sprayer. And this particular sprayer is powered by the battery of the utility vehicle. If you're just spraying out the window of your utility vehicle, you don't need much hose. In fact, less is better. But if you're going to park that thing and spray fence rows, a long hose reel is a nice option you can add to a sprayer. Let's start with the lid and where you fill it. A lot of tanks have that lid in the middle and you have to reach over the tank to fill it. This particular tank has the lid on the side. A lot easier to put your material and your water in. This particular tank has a opaque outside where it won't allow UV light in, and that's a big deal. If you have one of those cheap farm store tanks, it's going to let the sunlight come in and it's going to let algae grow on your water, and if you don't drain the chemical out every time, you're going to have a mess in there. Next thing let's talk about on a tank, make sure you get one that's not flat on the bottom. At some point you're going to need to drain all the material out of the sprayer. Get one with a slanted bottom so all of that material and water comes out. Kind of a little thing, but it's a big deal when you're filling the sprayer. Look for a sight gauge on the back of the sprayer and the front of the sprayer. They don't all have that. It's real important to be able to see the sight gauge so you know how much material is left in that sprayer from the seat and when you're filling it from the back. A couple of little things to look for in a sprayer is how do you attach it to the bed of the utility vehicle. This particular sprayer has D-rings and it also has an indentation in the top of the tank, so if you want to strap it down you can do that. Another thing to look for is agitation. Some sprayers have it built into the system where it recirculates the water and the material, keeping it mixed up. Others don't. It's an option on this sprayer. Finally today, the last thing to look for are controls that are easy to use. That's including the pressure gauge to regulate your pressure and the on-off levers for your booms. This particular sprayer has a fold-around arm that gets it right around the operator. Very nice design. If you have an enclosed cab on your utility vehicle and you want the ultimate convenience, get an electric solenoid control. And that's a kit that comes right in the cab with you and lets you regulate your booms from inside the cab without ever getting out. If you'd like to see a sprayer that has all of these options, check out the Field Boss line from Enduraplas.